Welcome to Comic Station, issue number 22 for May 29, 2013. Hope everyone enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend if you're in the U.S. And as such, as you watching the videos can see, we're not at the shop due to a scheduling conflict with the holiday and all. The comics will not be arriving in time for the video, so we'll be making do with some of our PDF editions that we do have from Image, Zenescope, and Dark Horse Comics. And we will have a review from one of our newest members at frontwardsgamer.com. For the new releases today for Comic Station issue number 22, we are going to go over some not issue number ones, but ones that we wanted to point out anyways. First of all on that list is actually one of my personal favorites, and one we've seen on previous issues of Comic Station, is 5 Weapons. This is issue number 4 from Image Comics, and as we interviewed earlier in some of the previous issues, Jimmy Robinson was the author, artist, and just pretty much he did almost everything. This is one of my personal favorites. It's on my pull list, and it concludes where issue number 3 left off with the race with the archery club. I really like this series. It's an all ages appropriate, but it has fun. It's well drawn. It's plenty of little action, plenty of intrigue, a little bit of everything. Doesn't have to have actual hand-to-hand combat to be action. So I really like it. It's a great example of an all ages appropriate comic book out there. One of the main themes of this issue is more intrigue centering around the principal, her motivations, and it introduces a new, more dangerous character, and it leaves off on a great cliffhanger. The next one we're going to go over is Grimm Fairy Tales Wonderland, Down the Rabbit Hole number 1 from Zenescope. This one takes place directly after Wonderland, but it's before and kind of during Return to Wonderland. This is a mind-bending, twisted tale of Alice, where she's now back in the human world. She has a family, but her mentality is in question here. She's getting seen by a doctor. She's seeing things, and basically Wonderland and the Jabberwocky are coming into the world and messing with her mind, and it makes for a very interesting theme of being creepy, maddening, gory at times, yet it still maintains a beauty and an intriguing story to it. The artwork is gorgeous, with the occasional oddities to the drawing theme. Every once in a while there's an image that just doesn't work, but overall it's beautiful artwork. I do have to say though, with previous issues that have been coming out with the Unleashed event, they have not been going over a lot of the gratuitous artwork per se that Zenescope is known for, and Down the Rabbit Hole is definitely right back into the gratuitous angles and strategic use of Steam to highlight some of their more female characters. So if you're into that, if you like Zenescope for that reason, you'll be happy here. Otherwise, it's a really interesting story. I like the calling into question the mentality of it. Along the same line with Grimm Fairy Tales is their new Realm Knights issue. This is a one-shot, and this one is actually before a miniseries, but this is a simple one-shot. It happens after Unleashed 0, but before Unleashed 1, if you want to know a timeline. Really, the main thing you have to know is that this is Zenescope's Avenger-esque kind of issue, where they bring together a lot of the heroes. There's Sela, there's Robin, there's Red, and they're going up against a number of Highborns and False Bloods in a very Avenger-esque theme. There's even a montage of gathering the team that fits right into that. It's a lot of fun. I really like the humor of it, and there's a great banter going back and forth. I had a lot of fun reading this one. This was really, this is perfect, right along the lines of Zenescope. This is, as we mentioned before, Zenescope is very good for the picking up, reading it, and just enjoying it. It may not take long. Usually, there can be sometimes something hidden underneath but usually it's just a fun read, and this is a perfect example of it. I had a great time reading this. I can't say how much I'm looking forward to the miniseries from Realm Knights. Perfect. The next one is from Dark Horse Comics, The Last of Us number 2. Last of Us number 1 sold out. Number 2, I fully expect for this to sell out as well. This one was right along the lines, same great artwork, more Ellie, more of her actually being a kid than we've seen before, and I really like this view of her. And a lot of it really centered around just what happens when they relax a little bit. But basically, Ellie, as we left off, left the school with Riley, and Riley, her plan is more than just a simple stroll around the outside of the school, and Ellie gets sucked into it. So it's going to be interesting what happens. There's only 4 issues in this Last of Us series, so they only have 2 more to go, and I'm interested to see where this goes. Since we can't get all the comics, and there are a number of them that we would have liked to highlight, I do want to mention a few. DC has a ton of annuals coming out right now. There's Catwoman, Earth 2, Batman, just name a few, and plenty out there. DC actually has a lot of number 1s out today, so go check those out. An honorable mention, of course, from Marvel is the X-Men number 1 by Brian Wood. Again, love him as a author. He is a great writer. I love everything he does, and this one is of particular interest to me because this is a all-female X-Men cast, and I have heard nothing but good things about this, despite some people being a little upset that it's an all-female, but I personally really like this idea. And go check it out. If you're a fan of X-Men, if you want strong female characters, Brian Wood knows what he is doing with a strong female character, as you could see with Leia in his Star Wars run. Up next is a review coming from the newest member of FrontwardsGamer.com, Rob Mellesh. For the review today, we have the first review from Rob Mellesh, as he is the newest member of Front Towards Gamer. He has done some as a contributor, but this is his first one on Comic Station as a full member. He is going over Witch Doctor Malpractice number 5 from Image Comics. This one, I really like Rob's review on this one. He opens up with, to quote Captain Spaulding, "Howdy folks, you like blood, violence, freaks of nature? Well, come on down." And that perfectly sums up Witch Doctor, where this is a miniseries featuring Dr. Vincent Morrow as he fights nightmarish creatures that most people don't believe exist, but he keeps us safe from these monsters. So Rob really liked the attention to detail that was given to the characters in the background. He said the artwork really stood out, but this is the artwork was by Lucas Kenter, and he really loved it. It gives the world and its inhabitants a well-rounded feeling. Rob specifically calls attention to the mannerisms of how Lucas Kenter's depiction of Dr. Morrow when things aren't going well, just the simple slumping of the shoulders and pouty feeling that he gets from him. It really made him relatable and gave him character. Going along with this, the quote I love from Rob's review, and I like to point this out a lot actually, and the quote from Rob from his review reads, "This is how serialized fiction is meant to be done. Brandon Seraf's script and Lucas Kenter's art do it in a macabre style." And that's perfect. That sums it up perfectly. The review made me want to go check out Witch Doctors. Is not a series I normally would have read, so going along with the theme of Comic Station, we'd like to point out ones that you may not read or you might have missed. Fits in perfectly. Rob even ends his review pointing out that it compares to The Walking Dead and offers that it could be a great comic to TV success along the lines of Walking Dead if fans were to back this up as much. From what I read of Rob's review, I agree. The artwork is very interesting. You should see the review on FrontTowardsGamer.com. There's maladies that are of the spiritual nature, of the magic nature, and fits perfectly in. and Rob gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is a great. So go check it out. Finally, for our short issue today for Comic Station, I'm going to leave off with a special notice that Philadelphia Comic Con, right over the river from me actually, is happening this week from Thursday to Sunday. So hopefully Comic Station will have a number of reviews, maybe some features going on. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have some special one-shots coming up. All right, thank you very much. This has been issue number 22 for May 29th, 2013. I'm Paul Nisi from Front Towards Gamer, and feel free to check us out. Let us know what you thought. I know this is a unorthodox issue today, but things happen, real life, so we do what we can. And check back next week. We'll probably be back to our normal format, back in the Comic Station shop. So, again, we will see you next week.